Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here with another NBA preview. In today's video, I'm previewing the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Boston Celtics. I'm going to start with the Lakers side of things, then move on to Boston, and then give my prediction for the video. Without further ado, let's get started. The Los Angeles Lakers have been playing 500 basketball literally as they sit on an 8-8 record following a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks 102-109. They've struggled this season, obviously. They've had a lot of new pieces come in with only 3 players, staying on the roster, with those being LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Talen Horton-Tucker. Now, just talking a bit about Talen Horton-Tucker, in the 3 games he's been back from injury, he's played very well, currently averaging 22.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists in 32 minutes a night. He's been very good and is a very important part to the team after he signed an extension over the offseason. Now, there are rumors that LeBron James will be making his return, obviously in this game against Boston on Friday. Currently listed as out, but I think he has every chance to make it back from his abdomen injury. So hopefully, for the Lakers side of things, he can come back because, obviously this is a team built for him, and he's, a very key part of the team. He takes up a lot of salary cap, and it's a LeBron James team, and it's suited for him, and that's how he wins. But just a quick break, I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. I'd heavily appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, drop a like, also comment, who do you think's gonna win, and let's continue. So this season, the Los Angeles Lakers have struggled on offense, currently ranked 24th in terms of offensive rating, hovering at around 104 rating points. Defensively, the Lakers made their name over the last couple of years with their success. Once a title and once a playoff appearance. However, the Lakers haven't been able to hang their hat on defense this year, currently sitting at 15th in the league in terms of defensive rating, a ways off teams above them, which include the Minnesota Timberwolves and OKC Thunder. The Los Angeles Lakers, another key point for them is the fact that they're turning the ball over at the second best, but it's not really a positive thing, the second worst clip out of any NBA team in the league, currently at 17 a game. Now that needs to come down, and they need to start controlling the ball. You can attribute that to just a bunch of new pieces coming in together and trying to gel. However, it's not the greatest look for the team. Now, Anthony Davis has been under the spotlight a bit recently. I think that he probably needs to be a bit more aggressive in the way he plays. I think that when LeBron James isn't out there, AD has to be playing like an MVP type guy, and obviously he didn't really do that with Giannis scoring 47 points to Davis's 18, a 29-point difference, which is, more than what the Lakers' high scorer Talen Horton-Tucker had in that game. So the Lakers will need to, have Anthony Davis at his best, and then also looking at the 3-point field goal percentage, which was at 28% off of 43 attempts. The Lakers are going to need to improve that if there's any chance to beat a Boston team who are looking to have Jaylen Brown return. Now, Jaylen Brown has missed a fair amount of time since November 4th with that hamstring. Now, it is, I'd say, likely that he would return for this game, which is a big plus for Boston. Boston are coming off of a game where they lost by 11 against the Atlanta Hawks. Jayson Tatum led the way with 34 points, and Marcus Smart was facilitating with 11 assists. Now, a key point for the Celtics this season has been, I guess, the lack of playmaking. Now, that was highlighted by Marcus Smart in his interview that he had, where he kind of called out the young big two on the roster. Now, currently Boston are ranked 21st in the league in terms of assists, below teams like Sacramento. So obviously, they're going to need to take a step in the right direction in that metric. I think that, Boston haven't been at their best. Obviously, they're at the start of the year at 7-8. However, they have played 10 of those games away from home, unlike the Lakers, who have played 12 games at home. So it's a bit of an advantage for the Lakers. Obviously, this game will be in Boston. But in terms of the advantage for the Lakers so far to this point, having a lot of games at home, and they've been able to capitalize. Now, looking at the injury news for the Celtics, Robert Williams is a day-to-day, and Jaylen Brown's also a day-to-day as well. those two could return. That would be a big plus, adding those two starters back into the roster. Now, back into the roster for the game day. Now, the Celtics have been a rather, poor offensive team so far, not able to, not being able to find the groove. Currently ranked 23rd in the league. Now, if you guys remember from when I, did the Lakers, they're currently one spot ahead of the Lakers in terms of offensive rating. And then defensively, the Celtics are actually pretty good this year. They're, Ime Udoka has put some things in place. They're currently 11th in the league, which is a pretty good rank for them, and it's a, very respectable tally for them. I think that Boston need to find that balance, I guess, with all these, guards and players on here. And obviously Marcus Smart could, do a bit more than just complain and, stay in the corner. But he was proving a point, and there, it is an issue there where you have guys like Schroeder, Tatum, able playmakers, but not exactly the most willing playmakers, with Dennis Schroeder leading the team with assists at 5.2, which isn't particularly high for an NBA team. Now, that is it for the preview, so I'm going to give you my prediction for the game, and I'll finish up. I think that the return of LeBron James to the Lakers will be a big plus, and I think that it's more likely for LeBron to come back than Jaylen Brown, so I'm going to go with the Lakers, and it should be a great game. It's on ESPN, it'll be very good, primetime matchup. But that's it for the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, also comment, and until next time, peace out.